I'm Mel, and this is Tara from Studio Bright. This is our Furbank Curiosity Centre. It's located on Bunurong country, and we acknowledge the Bunurong people as the traditional owners of this land. In Furbank's Bayside Primary School campus, it's essentially a STEAM program that was dispersed throughout the school: science, technology, engineering, art, maths and music. And the brief was to bring a new precinct together, to pull these disciplines together into a group which they would call the Curiosity Centre. It's a project close to my heart. It's my old school. I was at the high school of this primary school. And here I am with my chemistry teacher. Back when I studied there, not many girls were taking on science and engineering-based subjects, which is still the case today. So I'm excited about this project and its potential to inspire young women to study STEM subjects and to also understand the important relationships between maths and art and food tech and science. We've entered it in the small project category. While it's educational project in nature, we've entered it here because the budget was very small and we weren't involved in all stages of the project. We've worked hard to do a lot with very little. This modest project illustrates an approach to sustainability that sees value in adaptive reuse of redundant building stock and hopes to inspire the next generation to nurture precious resources.
Okay, so the proposed site for the new Curiosity Centre contained 2 brick buildings, an old assembly building and a general purpose classroom building that enclosed sat at the periphery of a small triangular courtyard. So the learning spaces here lacked a connection to the garden and missed the opportunity for outdoor learning, partially due to limited permeability along the garden interfaces. So a low, dark, unactivated veranda wraps the facades facing onto the garden. It had a very institutional and rudimentary character. Next one. The building had been added to over time for necessity in an ad hoc way. So here a staff room pushes out into the veranda space, disrupting the circulation. And here a toilet block is added to the old assembly hall. The interiors reflected a conventional classroom typology, and generally there was a lack of cohesion between the buildings with no distinct character that made them identifiable as a precinct within the larger school campus. From an early stage, we had to understand how to best accommodate the STEAM curriculum. So it became less about designing rooms for specific subjects and more about understanding how we can define spaces by the activities that happen within them. So rather than an art room or a science room, we thought about work table areas or floor-based learning, all underpinned by a flexibility that allows them to be used across multiple disciplines, so breaking down the typical divisions between subjects. And this was a diagram we presented back to the client, showing how we proposed a series of flexible spaces supported by shared storage. So our challenge was how to adapt these 2 ordinary institutional school buildings with a limited budget into an identifiable, cohesive precinct for the school which supported and celebrated the STEAM curriculum. This is the existing floor plan. You can see the relationship between the 2 existing buildings and the central courtyard. These are the 2 little add-ons which we removed, and we also removed that low dark canopy that's around the central garden space.
And so this is the proposed floor plan. The new learning spaces are supported by the shared storage spaces, and the smaller group music rooms have been added to the end here. We liked that the music would permeate out into the playground and the rooms could be accessed from either side. All of the learning spaces have a new facade to improve thermal performance and connection to the outdoors. And we expanded the brief, suggesting to bring the kitchen garden from another site over here and proposed planters and a citrus orchard for lemonade making in summer. In terms of the interiors, it was very light touch, functional spaces that support a range of flexible student learning. So to the canopy. Its key job was for rain protection and to expand the learning spaces to the outside. This is the existing, just a diagram of the existing that Tara's already shown you. with the poor quality elements removed. We considered what the essential job of the canopy was to do. Whilst it needed to keep out rain, we felt that it needed to have more depth so that it could hold the precinct together as one and hold those other buildings together. So it was thickened, adjusted for the existing buildings and drainage connections. But rather than a chunky band, we imagined it as a series of repeated gables. And with north up the side over here, its job wasn't necessarily about shade, but more about rain protection. So we made it translucent to let the sun shine through. And because the canopy was all about rain, we liked that the students could understand how it worked. Rain collection and drainage is celebrated, and the connection with the kitchen garden program is made outside. We're excited that architecture might be a tool for learning and student engagement. We looked at greenhouses and thought the canopy design could be informed by them. We liked that it connects the program to food production with the food tech program. And it's essentially a series of little roofs that catch the water that the students can then use in the kitchen garden. We like that the students are learning about resources and measurement and so much more. The detailing celebrates water collection and plumbing wherever possible. Not an easy feat when you're not on site with the builder or plumber. 3D diagrams, small rainwater tanks that connect to the little roofs and are used for maximum interaction. The large water tank connects to the bigger existing roof and has big numbers on it on a measuring gauge so that students can track the water storage amounts. We imagine a celebration in drought season when the tank is full. Outdoor benches connect to plumbing and provide a potting bench or a place for messy art projects. Water play and learning part of every element. With hand washing a communal and important activity in schools these days. We hope the covered outdoor learning provides important additional teaching spaces and keeps the students engaged. Here's some before and after pics to show the transformation. Oops, there's the students engaged. And some before and after pics, that's connection to the oval. The students have really embraced their role in water conservation. We get in trouble if we're there with the tap on. The oval connection, now a new art bench. The standard canopy structure to a mini water tank colonnade. And lastly, we like that instead of hiding the water tanks around the back, that these important things are celebrated and out on display in the middle of the courtyard. Now if we can, Tara's going to quickly do a video in our last 10 seconds. It's only 8 seconds long. Oh, we just, I think just move it across if you can, Tara. It's a very rough phone video, but the chain downpipes and feeling close to rain were really important design factors. While it's a lot about maths and engineering, it's hopefully just as much about water play and fun, the kids learning and not realising that they're doing it. And that's it. This project is not eligible for sustainability category because it's just too small. So this is the only category it's entered in here. We didn't get the ticks on all the right things because we didn't change enough of the other buildings. So we got an NA in some categories.